And good morning, everyone. It's January 26th. Happy to be here, excited and refreshed for the new year. And I have a lot of news to share today. I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in the market, as well as an update on inflation versus hyperinflation, some of the upcoming classes and events we got going on, and obviously our new listings and sharing some of the good success going on. So we just wanted to share that with a little tease. Thank you, affiliates, for being here and pulling up my slides. So let me start sharing my screen in a second. So I have a couple of things I wanted to talk about, but first I'll share the slides. You guys see that okay now? You guys do see the meeting slide, right?
Yes.
Great, thank you. So we do celebrate next week the Lunar New Year. And so I just want to wish everyone some good luck and prosperity and success in your real estate business in the year of the tiger. So happy New Year's and celebrate. A lot of the Chinese community, Asian community are not working that day. So get a lot of stuff done, get all of your procrastinated items off of your to-do list, and let's cross them out this week so we can prepare for a brand new year. We're still opening with our COVID protection plan still in place. Indoors, everyone wearing your masks to respect one another and prevent the spread. But I just wanted to remind you, since last time we gathered today at the sales meeting, there is a new two things right here where you can deliver and you can obtain your free COVID test from the government. So they will deliver it for free at your home. Just go ahead and use either the federal site, covidtest.gov, or you can use the United States Postal Service, who will be delivering test kits beginning today. So if you did already on day one order your test kits, you should probably get them. They are committed to delivering it. You might get them today, tomorrow, or very, very, very soon. So that's the good news. You can get them delivered, because I don't know if you have any children in school, but a lot of schools are requiring not only the mask mandate, but a weekly test in order to drop off your child at school. So a negative test is required now. And so I know these test kits are going to be highly, highly needed for anyone with the children in school age. So get yours now, so when you get it delivered by the time you need them. I wanted to share a Zillow updated housing market. Yesterday, they updated their forecast. And I find this relevant and important to follow everyone, even including a competitor's opinion of the market in general. So before we watch this video, it's going to be about 5 minutes long. My question to you, realtors, who thinks home prices are going to be going up in 2022, remain flat, or kind of go down? Who's got an opinion?
I think they're going to go up a little bit.
Okay, going up a little bit. And going up a little bit is normal, because the standards hopeful target CPI index of inflation is 2 to 3% is healthy. And so every year, 2 to 3% appreciation is standard, normal, healthy. So thank you, Sylvia. Anyone else think that anything has it's going to stay flat or go down?
I think it'll go up.
Angie says it's going up. Great. Thanks for contributing.
I'm with you, Sylvia.
That's interesting to hear, because when you talk about things going on, I'm going to give you a little lesson on inflation as well as relativeness to people's income. And you got to talk about inflation relative to cost of housing. So there's a lot of things in play here that I think you learn a little bit of lesson in when we talk about this. But first, that's just here to set us up for 2022's video on someone's opinion on the Zillow's market update, recently updated. However, Zillow's concerns about near-term. And I want to make sure you guys hear it, so I need to share it again with optimized sound. So 1 second. Okay, so now here's my YouTube channel playing.
Monetary policy tightening, which would result in higher mortgage rates and weigh on housing demand, has its merits because, as we have witnessed, mortgage rates have increased greatly over the last month. In any case, let's discuss their latest housing market predictions that was just posted today to see what has changed. Zillow announced today that home values are expected to grow by 4.1% in Q1 of 2022 and end 2022 up 16.4% from the end of 2021. In other words, they increased their projections of home price appreciation from 14.3% to 16.4%. This is very bullish because on average in the US, home prices increase about 14% on average. So Zillow is basically predicting that this year is going to be even more insane than last year. In addition, Redfin is only predicting a 3% annual appreciation this year. And Realtor.com is undercutting Redfin's forecast by 0.1% because they believe values will only increase 2.9% this year. So in other words, Zillow's forecast is more than 5 times the rate of Redfin or Realtor.com. Does Zillow know something that we don't know? Let's read on. So they went on to say the following: the pace of annual price growth is expected to peak at 20% in February before gradually slowing throughout the remainder of the year. Wow, talk about being bullish. They are predicting that home prices this February will be 20% higher compared to February of 2021. But why, Zillow? Why? According to them, the robust long-term outlook is driven by our expectations for tight market conditions to persist, with demand for housing exceeding the supply of available homes. And I get that because inventory is at extremely low levels right now, and we have a severe imbalance of supply and demand right now, which has given sellers the clear advantage over home buyers. And that, coupled with low mortgage interest rates, is why home prices have skyrocketed. But Zillow, what about diminishing housing affordability and rising mortgage rates? Well, they added this disclaimer. However, downside risks to our forecast remain. Elevated inflation heightens the risk of near-term monetary policy tightening, which would result in higher mortgage rates and weigh on housing demand. As I've been reporting to you guys, mortgage rates have increased very, very fast this year so far. So at the time of this video, the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 3.7% according to the Mortgage News Daily. Rates haven't been this high since March of 2020. The rise in rates has been driven by the announcement that the Federal Reserve may increase the federal funds rate up to 3 times this year and will also wind down their purchases of mortgage-backed securities in March, which is earlier than planned. This announcement by the Fed is one of the main drivers that has caused the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield to spike to levels that we have not seen since around December of 2019. It's obviously too early to tell what exactly is going to happen to our housing market this year, but in my opinion, if rates continue to increase at the same rate, then it's highly unlikely that home prices are going to increase by 16%. Zillow added that higher rates are exacerbating buyers' struggles with affordability, and they might dissuade some existing homeowners from moving. By dampening both buyers' and sellers' appetite in this market, rising rates could drive down sales volumes this year with uncertain effects on home prices. However, what we do know is that for every 1% increase in mortgage rates, that causes a 10% decrease in buyers' purchasing power, and rates have increased about 1% since August of last year. And if rates rise enough, it's possible that home prices could flatten or even decrease. But what's also possible is that buyers shrug off these higher rates and try to buy a home before rates potentially increase further. As I always say though, I am not a real estate fortune teller and my crystal ball broke a long time ago. So what do you think? Comment below. With that said, check out that link below if you want to.
All right. Let me go ahead and pause him out. That's the end of the video. But I hope some of you guys found that enlightening because he does discuss a lot of great points. And I think you can kind of tell the tune of the matter of where people are finding where real estate is going to go and predicting that. We can all find that no one can be accurate or correct because we don't know the answer to this. So people have their opinions and all we can do is forecast based on the information. But I do find it very interesting that the Zillow specifically is how he said 14% price appreciation as compared relative to realtor.com, Redfin, and all these other different websites who kind of do these evaluations. Let me go ahead and pull up my slides again. So when I look at the data and the analysis, if any of these estimated, these valuation tools, and when they kind of forecast, it is something that makes it something that we should keep a pulse on, because these people, in opinion and the value, even Zillow themselves have swallowed up a lot of inventory. And I find that it's important to find out what they're doing. And I did see that Zillow, as well as another big iBuyer, what was it called? They've been releasing selling a lot of their inventory recently. Open Door, that's the one I'm talking about. So if they're forecasting a price increase, but they're also unloading their inventory since last year, it tells you a couple of different things, okay? One, it's important to understand that it's based on market, okay? The data you're providing is a national aggregate total. But market by market, there are always going to be higher appreciations versus lower areas. And so what do I mean by that? I mean, Los Angeles, and for example, on the west side, we're very saturated. It's already overdeveloped. And in terms of price appreciation, there's not much more growth. But if you go into other areas, and I found that in California, there's certain specific areas that have tremendous potential. And I know a lot of investors have now been targeting things like San Bernardino and Riverside County, for example, nearby. And those are targets because there is still a lot of room for growth, economic development, more businesses coming in. There's still a lot of land available over there. And therefore, they have higher long-term appreciation potential. So when you're looking at this and you're giving consultations and buying this area versus that area, I just want to let you know, I mean, all of this predictions and all of these things, no one can be completely accurate. But at the end of the day, you need to be able to make your own educated decision. So it's good to have news sources from a variety of different areas, and if you're really a professional in this industry giving consultations to clients, you really need to keep a strong pulse on what's going on. And that's why you stay tuned to these real estate sales meetings, because I'll try to add an element of what's current every single time. So back to the slides. Any questions? All right, let's get on. And so here's a little bit of talk and discussion about inflation, which is the buzzword since the past few months. Ever since the Fed said they're going to announce 3, maybe 4 rate hikes during 2022. So this is something that's on a lot of people's minds. And you have a guy here saying inflation is when everyone is so rich, nobody can afford anything. And here we see, told you the Fed should have tightened their policy. Hot dogs costing $25. And that's kind of a funny satire on what we should be expecting. And how do we differentiate regular, normal inflation, healthy, versus hyperinflation? So let's start with a little bit about the definition. This is where the inflation is the financial situation where purchasing power on a specific unit of currency is decreased while leading to an increase in the cost and price of goods and services. So we are all experiencing this inflated environment on normal household goods, such as gas and oil. And we go to the grocery store, and I found that no longer can we get a good deal on steaks anymore. Okay, ribeyes start costing $16, $17, $20 plus at Costco. And then you have various other everything pretty much cost of service of goods. Everyone has, you see restaurants, you see their menus, and you see a lot of their menu items have a little sticker on top because the price of the dish has gone up too. So when the retailers out there having to increase their prices due to the increased cost of their supply chain, they're passing on the cost to the consumer. So it's balancing out. You're seeing a lot of stuff going on in behind the scenes, but I know you feel it, experience it, and you can see it everywhere, even in the cost of insurance services, even the cost of all the restaurant meals. You see everything going up. So what does that mean? That means the dollar is depreciated. And there's three different types of inflation going on. There could be what's called asset inflation. That's when real estate goes up and stocks goes up, and that's what we experienced in 2020 and 2021. We do have stagflation, and that's when there's a recession going on simultaneously with an inflation. Stagflation is a really depressed economy, and prices go up while people are having unemployed, or there's a lot of stagnant environment. So this could be happening during wartime. It could be happening during depressed times. We also have hyperinflation, and that's technically when there's 50% or more inflation rate as compared. This is a situation where things are going crazy. The supply chain issues are going on, and you couple that with a government that is not able to fight and against that hyperinflated environment. The government uses certain measures to keep inflation in control. They use how much money they print in circulation. They use monetary policy, which is things such as setting the treasury yield rates and bond rates and all the stuff that they're talking about in terms of financial measures that they can take. But policy is an important one. So when we talk about causes, we're looking at what is causing this environment that may lead to hyperinflation. And these are all the standard causes that you'll see, and I'll kind of explain to you what we're experiencing as a public, that the demand for goods and services is greater than the supply. So that's true. We could see and experience that in which, for example, we're all looking to buy houses, right? And there's higher demand than there is the limited supply shortage of available listings for sale. So because of that limited demand, limited supply, people are willing to bid X amount over the asking price. And that happened all throughout 2021. There's also a situation in which we had some supply chain issues, okay? And that's when we see when demand is normal, like for example, maybe we saw that people would normally just want to buy toilet paper and we had the Costco fiasco where everything was sold out. Toilet paper, goods, a lot of the home necessary like water bottles and stuff like that. You know, we all consume the same amount as prior to the pandemic. But do you guys remember having this situation at Costco where we couldn't get anything delivered off the ships and the containers? There's a trade embargo, China supply chain issues, and all the stuff going on with the ports. Well, that's still here. So yes, it is still very much more expensive. There's taxing a lot of these containers a lot more. And that's telling us our supply of goods is limited, especially all the stuff that we import. So those are definitely going up in prices, and that may cause an inflated environment. We have government printing too much money in circulation, and they've been using this to help fight the pandemic, to help people kind of stay at home. And so we had a lot of programs available. There was stimulus, there's CARES Act, there's the Tenant Relief and the Tenant Protection Act, the Tenant Relief Act. There was eviction moratorium. There was SB 81 that gave landlords relief. There's been many bailouts going on for various industries and jobs and people who applied for unemployment and independent contractors were able to qualify. We even had situations where people were getting money sent into their house for having a child tax care credit monthly. So there's so much money going on, going direct to the American citizen and taxpayers. And so definitely this excessive government spending, whether it's right or wrong, I have no opinion, but we do know this is relatively higher spending than normal. And we don't know when this is going to end. Okay, there's really a lot of programs still continuing to go on, a lot of needs from the community, a lot of unemployment, a lot of people who are not even having a home. So I don't see I still see the government still needing to provide a lot of support to various Americans in various areas. You couple that situation where, along with the labor rate, yes, the cost minimum wage in California is going up, in many states as well. They're slightly going up. So you'll see the labor rate has increased. So people are having a little bit more income at home. Salaries have increased for certain people as well. So they're noticing, as people file their tax returns, they'll probably see that some household income have increased. And we don't know if this is because of overtime or because they had their job. But the unemployment rate has come down to a normal, healthy level. So that's a good thing. But what we also are experiencing is, for those with money, for those who were considered investors and they invested in 2020 crash, they maybe made a lot of money in the stocks. There's some elite few who made a lot of money in the financial markets, cryptocurrencies as well. They leveraged some bets. And so if they did, those people have a tremendous amount of wealth at the moment. Hopefully they sold already prior to the dip. And there's a lot of just people's portfolios that are just ridiculous. So there a lot of them were the ones buying, cash buyers or buying properties. I don't care if it's 100 over asking, I can afford it and I want it and I need it. Because real estate is, especially a house and a home, is a necessity. It's not some consumer spending that's discretionary. Everyone needs a place to live. So because of this and because of that strong demand, and there's still a lot of people out there who are having babies, and there's a lot of baby boomers who still have a lot of children, and there's a lot of COVID babies that are going out because people spend a lot of time at home. So as we see, our population is still growing. And so that's why we have a finite, limited supply of homes available. We're not building enough, and the cost of building is so expensive for the developer. So we still have an environment where it's still expensive because no one's really doing the supply. The only thing we have is a bunch more ADUs that are being built. So the last item that's causing a potentially hyperinflated environment is people enjoyed a huge price appreciation. We saw people enjoy 20%, 27% price appreciation in just 1 year, 2021. And that's really, really incredibly high appreciation that enabled and gave people the ability to refinance their home, leverage and take out even more debt, and cash out their and refinance their property at a lower interest rate. So this is historically low interest rates. They were getting under 3% for a 30-year fixed mortgage. And so many people, all the mortgage lenders can tell you how busy they were in 2021 because there's so many people that had that guidance to do it. Just how I told you guys to refinance, and you just check all my sales meetings. I'm telling you to do it. Hopefully you guys took advantage of it last year. So what does this mean? Well, I'll tell you, in 2021, we need to take a look at various leading indicators to tell us what to forecast for 2022. One of the leading indicators is the CPI Index. And I told you 2 to 3% is normal and healthy. In 2021, we had 6.8%. That's the consumer price index. That's kind of relative to what we're seeing in terms of the inflated environment. But we have to keep in mind, how is this CPI index of 6.8% relative to their household income. Okay, if their income is also growing by 6.8%, then it's relatively everyone's spending power remains the same. But people's salaries may not be exactly matching 6.8%. So we will actually in life, in reality, feel how this impacts us in our monthly disposable income. So we're going to start seeing and witnessing people's rents increasing, landlords choosing to evict their tenants and putting in market rents. You're going to see mortgage payments starting to increase for borrowers because the interest rate is increasing. People could have gotten adjustable rate mortgages 3 years ago, 5 years ago. And if they did an ARM, guess what? They're going to get a huge rate increase when the CPI adjusts and their term expires. And then they're going to have to refinance again, or they're going to suck it up and pay the higher interest rates that are inevitable in 2022. We're seeing the cost of home insurance going up. And I looked at my insurance policies and I'm like, wow, I'm calling my insurance provider. Why did it go up so much? Because I'm not happy seeing the same service and I have 0 claims against that property. And yet they're throwing in a 20% rate hike on my insurance premium. You know, why should I pay the cost of other people's misfortune or disasters? And that's the whole business of nature of insurance. We do. They build it into our premiums, the cost of risk. So we see the cost of standard goods and everything going up on prices that we talked about. So this is just something to keep in mind, but there's a general rule of thumb. For every 1 point basis increase in the mortgage rates, the buyer's purchasing power decreases by 10%. So if we experienced, and I'll just give an easy example, 3% interest rates last year, and someone was able to qualify for that and get a 80-20 loan, okay? Well, if they say buy that same home next year, and it's the same 20-80, their intentions is the same. Well, if there's a 1% increase and they have to borrow at 4% interest as opposed to 3%, well, then they decrease their buying power. If they only qualified for $1 million home, now they're only going to qualify for a $900,000 home. So that's the rule of thumb to keep in mind. But what does that mean? And then how do we predict and forecast the future? Well, I can tell you one thing. There's a couple of things to combat what's going on. Number one, well, the mortgage rates in terms of the loan limits have definitely increased in 2022. So if you're trying to do a conventional loan, I remember when I first started in the business, conventional loans were right around 500 and something thousand, okay? And now a conventional loan can go all the way up to 900 and I think it's 986, okay? So that's a huge jump on what a borrower can do. I'll look it up right now. Okay, so conventional loan limit is, and it depends on the county. So let me go ahead and do the county of Los Angeles for you guys. Single family home we have here in Los Angeles County is 970,800 for LA County. So they can borrow almost $1 million at the standard conventional rate. And that's why we need that, because the cost of LA County homes is just so high. Now, so that's going to help people who are in the marginal air territory. It's going to help people borrow more at that same rate without getting charged a jumbo rate. But at the same time, it's just as important to understand. Let's go back to the slides. It's important to understand that, well, I mean, look at this in relation to the consumer's income and what their needs are. I mean, even if you had to increase from 3% interest rate to 4%, is it really that significant? And technically speaking, it's not, because a 4% interest rate, your consumer is going to tell you, your buyer is going to say, oh man, it's 4%, it's so high. And I'm going to tell them that's really actually very reasonable interest rates, because back in 1980s, people were borrowing at 16 to 19% on their rates. And if you really speak, 4%, that's a drop in the bucket. It doesn't really matter if you get 3.5 or 4% or whatever it was in the past, but that's the past. So to me, I'm not really scared about a higher interest rates. It does just cost of borrowing just a little bit more expensive, but it's not going to be something that's going to deter me from buying a house that I want to live for my family. That's still what I called a necessity. And so that's not going to discourage too many. It's just going to, maybe the people who are very marginal, it may get them out of the market. But that's what it is. So people are asking how many times and how high will the Fed increase their rates? No one knows in 2022, except that they will. They announced they will. And so they probably predict 3 or 4 rate hikes. We are at a all-time high from last year. So I don't see it getting back to the historical lows again in the near future, because right now the Fed is focused on really tightening their policy. Any questions on that? Okay, so knowing this, I just give you an end the inflated environment with my prediction and what I'm looking at. And I kind of agree with the normal firms out there. I just see kind of a 2 to 3% standard appreciation, nothing that's going to be crazy in terms of home values. I'm a little bit more conservative though in my approach. And I do think that the inflated dollar, the depreciated dollar, I'd rather say, is going to help contribute towards a lot more price growth, but it does not mean that it's more affordable. Okay, and it's kind of because I don't think the incomes are going to match the appreciation. So I do feel that there's still going to be a lot of sales. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to need to buy and sell and move to a lower cost area. So I do still see a good real estate environment for realtors, but I just fear that there's going to be a situation in which the supply chain and all the cost of goods and services, it won't ever come back to the past levels. I fear with this high CPI index, and if that's not contained, we could have a ton of different things going on where it will lead to a recession. So I hope that the Fed does take measures to keep this in check and inflation in check. But at the end of the day, it's all about their policy and what's going on. Upcoming classes, we'll just continue and mark your calendars. Today is our sales meeting. 2 weeks from today will be the next sales meeting. And we're going to be continuing on with our classes. This one on February 1st is moved to Thursday this week. So I didn't edit this slide, but it's going to be Thursday, February 3rd, 2 o'clock for the keys to success. Okay. And we do have a couple of classes going on. This is going to be Tom Ferry's top action activities in 2022. Join this, hosted by Annie Fan, teaching us and bringing us a nice little, hoorah, a little inspiration and motivation. She's really great at what she does. And she's going to be providing us some updates in real estate laws and title. Register in this link below and make sure you get in touch. There's a 2021 RPA disclosures and addendum class. This is free to AAR. So if you're newer, take a 3-hour class, learn about the disclosures in Mandarin. So not many associations I know of at all are providing Chinese speaking classes. So take advantage of it if you want to hear it in Mandarin. And there's a CRMLS class as well, January 28th. I have my commercial classes recorded here. This is not publicly broadcasted. And the RPA classes can be found here. You're gonna have to register for them with the board. So 978,000 is the Los Angeles and Orange County loan limits. Just keeping this reminder in front of you guys, just so you guys know. So I wanted to share what we talked about in the past, that there is a deadline for those of you with the benefits for unemployment / EDD, EDD for 1099 independent contractors. So if you did get it, go ahead and submit your claims in now. It's not very difficult. I'll just remind you that all you need to do is provide more than one document to be very supportive and helpful in your approval, that you're proof of self-employed. So show some stuff from 2019, show some business activities, show some MLS listing sheets, show any contracts that you have, show your 1099 that you earned, miscellaneous. Show your marketing and advertising postcards, show your bank account if you want. You can show your business banking account. You can also show pay stubs. You can show your tax returns, Schedule C. So these are all areas that you can really just become helpful to the government and state of California, who provided you some benefits. If you miss any of my classes, I got it covered here in the YouTube channel, and continue to use RentSpree and when you do your screening for tenants, because I have had another situation where someone got accused of being discriminatory because the tenant was not happy because they were rejected. So I just like to tell you, one reminder always is just always just have the same procedure, the same process for every individual that wants to apply for your rental. It doesn't matter what color they are, or what age, or if they have pets or not, or what citizen they are. Go ahead and have the same process. Have something up on, are you interested in applying? You know, click here or check on email you. I'll email you here, write down your name, whatever your processes are, make it consistent. My drive and everything, the link is here, so you can always save that and check out the content that I update weekly. And thank you. Like and subscribe to our channels and social media, so that it helps the company and it helps us gather and gain traction to be a stronger company for you. So reminder, just we got a lot of different things going on with the MLS and staying compliant. So make sure you update your MLS stuff at any time. Talk to your management how to stay in compliance whenever you're submitting a new listing. And just want to remind you, okay, there's new listings that come up. Any questions before I get into the new listings? I had some comments on here, and people say that, yeah, Scott said that they think the price is going to stay flat. Yoko is smart. She says it really does depend on the region, well, on terms of values. So some markets will go up, maybe like Riverside. Some markets might go down, like San Jose. I don't know. So okay, so let's get back to the new listings now. We have something coming soon, and this just hit the market actually. It's 100 East Pine Street, number D, Alhambra. Excellent location. This is gonna go over asking, guys. It's a 1,269 square foot condo, 2-bedroom, 3-bath. This is not too far away from Atlantic and Huntington Drives in and out. So I just dropped by the other day. I saw it. It's an excellent location, price to sell. Talk to Danny if you have any clients for this one. New listing right here by Angel Lau. This is 580 Main Street in number 317, 3rd floor. In Alhambra, this condo has over 2,000 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, newer construction, priced at late $868,000. Congratulations to Christelle Ward. She has a very hot property. This is 923 10th Avenue, Arcadia. Existing is a 3-bed, 1-bath, but what you have here is a property that's nearly 3/4 of an acre undeveloped in Arcadia with Arcadia schools. This lot of land is for sale for $2 million asking price. There is some room for negotiation. Talk to her if you have any clients, but I do believe she has a cash offer. So this one might be going soon. I know 8882 Calita Street, San Gabriel. This one is pending now in escrow. Gina just let me know that she got something accepted. Congratulations to Gina on getting her reasonably priced San Gabriel single family for only 800,000. Of course, it's going to go. This is a pretty reasonable price. Manny Aquino has a brand new listing over here, single family, 800,000 in Hadley Street, Whittier. For those of you who don't know, this is near Painter Avenue and the historical district of one of the best areas of Whittier. 3 beds, 2 baths, 2,000 square feet. Nice looking home. Talk to Manny if you have anyone looking for something affordable, single family. Melissa Chang has almost $1 million Laguna Niguel single family. This is a corner location, 24292 Carlton Court in Laguna Niguel. 3 beds, 3 baths, almost 1955 square feet. Very good looking home. And talk to Melissa if you have anyone searching for a beachside property. This Manny Aquino is on fire. So he just rejoined us, and he got another listing, 10784 Daneswood Drive in Temple City. This 828,000 single family has 1475 square feet. Good looking curb appeal. Talk to Manny if you have anyone looking for Temple City. This is coming soon. Another coming soon is Gilbert Del Toro. He's got a listing here. This is 954 Ford Boulevard in Los Angeles. It's a very good location. It's priced only at 845,000 for 2 to 3 units. And let me explain to you what that is. Currently, it's 2 structures. One of the structure, the front house, could be split up into a 3rd unit. So it could have a separate entrance, as well as it's a small 1-bedroom, 1-bath studio. But if you combine it all, then it would be just a nice 3-bedroom, 3-bath. And they also has a rear brand new construction guest house ADU at the back. And I think that's a 2-bed, 1-bath ADU. So that one's brand new construction. Talk to him. Good price. This should go. This is a good price for anyone looking for an income property. This is great. Lorena Leung, she's got a new lease in Monterey Park. Congratulations, 832 Inez Avenue. This is 1294 square feet. This is a single family property. Talk to Lorena. And Anis Chow, she's got 2035 Rose Avenue in San Marino. This listing is 1.8 million for a San Marino home. Beautiful property, and definitely will go over asking. It's got a nice 8,800 plus square foot lot, 1,880 square feet, 3-bed, 2.5 bath, tenant occupied. Talk to Anis if you have any interest, but I can already tell you this one already has multiple offers, guys. Sylvia Ramos has a listing, 1031 Palmetto in Ontario. This is a 2 beds, 2.5 bath, 435,000 for this condo. Talk to her if you have anyone looking for an Ontario affordable home. We also have Margaret coming soon. This new listing over here is going to be offered just under 3 million. Gorgeous looking property with a 10,000 plus lot, 4 beds, 3.5 bath. This Pasadena location on Old Mill Road is excellent. One of the most desirable areas in Pasadena. So talk to her if you have anyone interested in a gorgeous mansion. This is beautiful. Kevin Kahn, he's got 212 Electric Avenue for lease in Alhambra. For only $3,000 a month, you can have 1,108 square feet in this condominium. Good location, North Alhambra. Congrats, Kevin. And celebrations are definitely in order for some of our closers. So Sylvia Ramos just closed 4800 Dale View, number 82, El Monte. This is for $239,000 for this manufactured home. And this is she just told me this is the highest price sale ever. She just hit a record in, I think, around 150 plus units. So this is the highest price she's ever sold in the community. Ling Lu just sold a gorgeous beauty. This is 270 Leroy Avenue, Arcadia, for an 8,400 square foot plus living area. This is huge, over half acre, and sold for 4.57 million. She did a great job. She really worked hard and worked well with the buyers. She even talked to the developers on getting some of the builders' upgrades honored for their work on some small minor repairs, this and that. Congratulations, Ling Lu. Congrats to David Chuck. He just sold in Pasadena, 3343 Del Mar. This was a 1910 square foot non-conforming property with the unpermitted unit. This was sold for 1 million and got a good price. His clients are super happy, and he helped them. He's going to have 2 more closings this week because he's helping them buy into other areas. 628 Los Olivos Drive in San Gabriel. This one was a crazy listing. It had 50 offers, guys. 2 beds, 1 baths, 1.3 million. Yes, this one did go crazy in terms of activity. He did a great job getting it sold. 2710 Logan Rita. Congratulations, Henry. You sold this beauty for $1 million and 30,000 for a 13,000 lot, 1465 square feet in Arcadia. So congrats to Henry Liu. And congratulations to Ju Hao Zhao. He's got a closing at 7155 Riva Place, Rancho Cucamonga. This one sold for 655,000, and very excited for your early success. Joy Lee sold over here in Pasadena, 930 Seco Street. Congratulations, she got this single family sold at 1.558 million, and it had 2,600 plus square feet. Great job. Okay, you guys have been busy. I'm very excited and happy to look forward to 2022 with you guys. Does anyone have anything you need to pitch or anything else coming soon that you guys want to share? You guys are quiet today. We are going to be celebrating Lunar New Year's next year. I did have one final item I wanted to do a reminder on because I'm not 100% sure you guys received my company email last week, but I wrote an office memo and hopefully you received it because some of you guys already did respond back to me. So let me start sharing my screen really quickly and then we'll end today's meeting. So last week I sent out a memo and wished you all a happy New Year's and let you know that we are excited as a company to be awarded from Coldwell Banker and nationally recognized as a President's Award of Honor office. With our sales volume as well as your success, it helped us get an office award for the International Sterling Society in 2021. And I'm just happy to say we've sold over $315 million plus worth of residential sales real estate. So more importantly, excited to say that 19 of us talented individuals did also receive individuals awards in 2021. And so I'll be giving you guys the finalized announcement later on when we get the sheet ready back. But just really excited to see true success and really people breaking into the next level and the next tier. So don't be discouraged if you didn't receive a award or not. You really just use this as to motivate you for this year. Now's the time to start on hitting and working on your goals for 2022. So there are many ways that we're dedicated and committed to helping you achieve your goals. Namely, we just like, for example, last week, we put together our business plan. And Sylvia has offered for any of you, if you want to work on your vision board, talk to her. She'll help you put together a really strong way that she uses to make her stay inspired and motivated to be helping and serving others. So If you're not great or feeling certain about your career in real estate, maybe you had a lot of frustration or disappointment writing offers in 2021. You didn't get accepted. It was tough. It's the toughest I've ever seen to ever in my history in real estate to get your offers accepted. So let me remind you that it is going to be more normalizing. Okay. Yes, I know we have limited inventory. Yes, interest rates are going to climb. Yes, there's lots of competition and discount brokers out there. But guess what? I mean, nothing has changed. It's always been like this in Los Angeles. Okay. We've always had a very competitive environment, and there are still many people who find their way to success. So there's no excuse. Let's just, if you're focused on being negative or focused on what you lack, you're always going to be in a mindset of dissatisfaction. Okay, we need to really appreciate what we have, utilize the management's talents and our experience. We can help you really figure out a plan. But if you don't have a plan, or you keep on doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. So just want to remind you that it's important to really figure out how to be developing your skills, utilize technology, increase your marketing, really focus on a specialty, build and focus on building your network and how many times you reach out to your network. You really need to know your knowledge, because so many laws, rules, and even our contracts are changing every single month. So there's always something to learn. And I just want to tell you on a personal level, be professional, be honest, be there for your client, and answer the calls and dependable, because your consultations will be much, much more strategic when you really demonstrate your genuine character. You really show them that you care. And that's going to be very helpful to your clients when you have people to put them in front of. You have a strong network to introduce them to a lender or a title rep or whoever it is in your team. If you're a problem solver, you're very efficient at what you do, then that's going to help you get your business to where you want it to be. So we're dedicated. We're going to always be working on your productivity and some skills, and have all these trainings available to you on demand from if you can't make it. So one of the important things I wanted to talk to you about the memo was to tell you that a company benefit, and remind you that you have a free coldwellbanker.com email address. So they used to charge for this every single year for a subscription. So everyone has something like for example, mine is kelvin.chang@coldwellbanker.com. And if you don't know it, then you're missing out on your login, because this email address is your vanity email login to mycbdesk.com. And that's where all the tools and technology Coldwell Banker provides us. In addition to that vanity email address that's free and hosted by Realogy, you will also now get a Microsoft 365 license. This is a subscription that's paid by Realogy. They're giving it to you for free for being a member benefit of the company. So if you want to take advantage of it, if you happen to be using in your business Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, or Excel, Outlook, I assume all of you should be using it. But I tell you, if you like your free individual account, you should have already emailed me by this week. So I'm already going to go ahead and submit my request to Coldwell Banker of all the people who provided me the answers. If you get it to me by the end of 3 p.m. today, I can probably still include you. If you didn't get it to me, don't worry. You can call the help desk at 1-877-426-5393, and you can get your account set up individually by yourself. What do they need? I'm just telling you that they just want to know that your login is accurate. So mine is kelvin.chang@Coldwell Banker. And some of you, if you have a common name, it could be kelvin.chang1@coldwellbanker.com. If you have a number behind your name, or if you're using your legal name and you want to change it to your familiar name, then go ahead. You can also individually call Coldwell Banker's help desk, and they can change your vanity email to something you like. maybe I want to call myself Mr. Realtor or Mr. Whatever I want to call myself, I can go ahead and change my vanity email to whatever's available. So I asked for you guys to let me know if you wanted any changes, and I got a couple of responses, definitely not enough. So I know a lot of you guys go ahead and proceed to call the help desk if you want to take advantage of your free license to Microsoft. What does it look like? I'll just tell you right now, it's pretty cool. I can go into Microsoft Word or any document that I'm working on, save it here at the office. And then I can go into my phone, or I can go to my tablet or my iPad at home. I can still work on that same document without saving it to a thumb drive, because that Microsoft license allows me to store it on the drive on the cloud. And I can work on the same document home on my phone, and I can download this software up to 5 mobile devices. So thanks for those of you who sent it over. I'll get your request in soon because you did follow the rules. And for the rest of you, call the help desk. Thanks, guys. Anything else you guys want to talk about? My last slide here is just celebrating and wishing you all Happy New Year's. So where are we at right now? Enjoy your time with your New Year's and your family. I know it's going to be a day we shouldn't be working for those of us who follow it. But Lunar New Year's is the year of the tiger. So they do anticipate this is going to be a down year for those of you who are tigers. But go ahead and to me, it's just a fun time to really celebrate with family and enjoy the holidays. So Gong Xi Fa Cai, Gong Hei Fa Choi, everyone. And thank you all for being here at today's sales meeting. You guys all have a great week.